The other night I watched the 1998 Lost in Space movie on DVD. I typically view it every other year, enjoying the special effects. This time I looked in the extra features and found a clip on creating the special effects. Interesting to see there that the movie's special effects chief preferred model miniatures over CGI. This short illustrates the work with miniatures in Lost in Space production, specifically the Jupiter 2, 1965 and 1998, focusing mostly on the less popular Jupiter 2 movie miniature.
Well, I can tell you that the actual number of effects shots in Lost in Space is 767. It may be a smaller count than you've heard speculated, but I believe it's still a record, and turning out 767 shots in 6 months still means that we are doing on average 3 to 4 shots a day. The differences between miniature and CG are interesting. I find that shooting motion control miniatures is a very time-consuming process. You'll be lucky to shoot more than one element a day. So if you have the Jupiter 2 flying through a cavern, that's just the Jupiter 2 element that's been photographed. You've still got to shoot the cavern background, then you've got to shoot potential additional rocks, flame elements, and so on. And you build up a component by component a shot. You can probably create all those elements in one hit in CG. But I find that when at a point when miniatures and CG are starting to blur, and it's starting to be questionable just how much you do in miniature these days, the key thing is that I instantly buy a miniature straight away when I see a shot, when I see a composite. Whereas you're always, my general rule is, if a miniature is 90% successful in science fantasy terms, I buy that more than a 90% successful CG shot. And in fact, one of the more successful things that we did was we actually took photos of our 6-foot motion control hero miniature of the Jupiter 2. We took top views, bottom views, side views, front-on views, back-end views, and we mapped those photos with all the complexity of the model onto a really simple wireframe shape of the Jupiter 2, and we got a great CG Jupiter 2 because we had that initial detail and look of the miniature.
This 6-foot model sold in 2011 for $23,600. There was also an 11-foot Jupiter 2 movie miniature, which sold in 2024 for $5,875. Both sales were via Heritage Auctions.